$17. Two crab legs, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, cause to put a smile on your face. Yeah. Spent a lot of money last night. Me and my bitch fresh out the sand with a 10, nigga. Damn, nigga. If it ain't about cash, don't give a damn, nigga. I done fell in love with counting bands, nigga. That's all I dream about while you get out of bed, nigga. Right now I'm hot in that bitch. Ay, look, freak, she geeked up. She love to make me proud. Do that shit just like I told. Big booty pay, baby, come and be my old bro. Rick James, that super freak, fuck on the soap. So I see these sneaky niggas plotting on a culture. Shoot that fucking chip in your head, off your shoulders. Shorty wanna play, stretch her out like it's yoga. It's a slumber party, but you can't sleep over. But that the name of the game, see I told ya. Now we in the grave, mad at me, he rolling over. Big bag, take low, man, please don't expose him. If he was a snake, he would've bit me like a cobra. Big knots, big rocks, nigga, big watts. Little niggas taking big shots, put him in a big box. How you know that motherfucker dead till that shit stop? Shit, it can't stop, and it won't stop. Yeah, gotta keep it with me cause I'm legendary. Wow, gotta keep it with me cause it's necessary. Yeah, gotta keep it with me cause these niggas scary. Yeah, it's good to get their own cheese when I take my dairy. Yeah, got me a little cat woman, little Halle Berry. Yeah, little nigga, I'm John Wick and she Halle Berry. Yeah, my bitch, my shooter, she love me, that's voluntary. Yeah. Me and you gon' need, I ain't talking about commissary. Yeah, I know we gon' make it, this ain't Bonnie and Clyde. It's guapa dime, we can't die, girl, we gon' make it alive. These niggas vultures, they need us just to survive. I see these pussy niggas looking with that eagle eye. I see these sneaky niggas plotting on the culture. Shoot that fucking chip in your head, off your shoulders. Shorty wanna play, stretch her out like it's yoga. It's a slumber party, but you can't sleep over. Guapa that the name of the game, see I told ya. Now we in the grave, mad at me, he rolling over. Big bag, take low, man, please don't expose him. If he was a snake, he would've bit me like a cobra. They don't wanna see you going up, they tryna hold ya. Can't let them get one up on you, they try to control ya. See you with the ticket, now they sicker than ammonia. Didn't know just how to play the game, I had to show ya. Picture me a role model, posing with you poses. I'm the hottest nigga, look up to me like the solar. Fuck a pretty bitch and send her right back to the owner. Getting money outside like it ain't no corona. I see these sneaky niggas plotting on the culture. Shoot that fucking chip in your head, off your shoulders. Shorty wanna play, stretch her out like it's yoga. It's a slumber party, but you can't sleep over. Guapa that the name of the game, see I told ya. Now we in the grave, mad at me, he rolling over. Big bag, take low, man, please don't expose him. If he was a snake, he would've bit me like a cobra.
Yo, swoop mix. Hey, right. I need you like Martin and Gina, Dwayne ain't really like a pistol. Need you by my hippie. It's Corona season where my mask ain't sickly like Kobe in this last game. I need you like 60. I need a new Bentley and I stay relevant. I need you like Ja Rule need 50. With what I do without my baby. Got 20 more questions for you. Teach you things and show you things. Let me write out this lesson for you. Keep me out of trouble. I need you like bath water need bubbles. My love ain't subtle. Kiss and touch you, rub and fuck you. Out of space, if I phone home, shit, I might just phone you. I'm too hot, deserve a new drop. I'm feeling swootorious, listen to swoop pot. I'm swooted up down to my new socks. I need you like a crackhead need new rock. I need you, I need you. I need you, I need you. I need you, I need you, baby. I need you, I need you. No, don't leave me, baby. I love you like Kanye, love Kanye. Like Whitney.
What it do, what it do?
Yes, sir.
Episode 50, man, of the
50
Unanimous
ball.
Table Talk Podcast, man. It's your boy, Walk.
It's Marcus in the building.
How you doing, man?
Feeling good, man.
Excited. Got my voice back a little bit.
Yeah,
you know?
yes.
I'm about 85%.
Got you, man.
Much better.
Hey, man, you coaching your ass off, man. You know what I mean? That's kind of what it's all about, big dog.
Sir.
Oh, yeah. Hey, that's what's up, man.
Yeah,
that's
man.
definitely what's up.
Shout out to the month of April, man. You know, just coming to a close, man. It's the 1st of May. April was very emotional, very exciting. A lot of birthdays. Both of us, you know, got another year older.
Oh yeah, big time stuff.
You know, springtime transitions. You know, so man, shout out to the month of April. Diamonds in the building, Mr. Rock.
Yes, sir, man. So with that being said, we got a few things we're gonna get into today. It's not gonna be that long of an episode. I don't know. Could be. All depends. But we're going to get into a couple of things that are kind of been circulating through our podcast. I mean, this is our 50th episode. And I think this topic has swirled through it so many different times that we just got to kind of keep bringing it up, kind of keeping people updated too as well.
For sure.
So we'll talk about Travis Scott announcing his Astro World. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that little festival he does that he was doing every year.
Right.
But he announced that for November. So we'll talk about that. Disneyland is reopening.
Yes, sir.
Major changes to the amusement parks, though.
For sure.
To the rides and everything, etc.
Yep.
And then we'll get into an astronaut, Michael Collins, passed away at 90 years old. So we'll talk about that for a split second, just because it's kind of got
historic.
A little bit to do with what's going on right now.
For sure. For sure.
And then you put one on here.
Yeah, the vice president.
Yeah, man. And I had seen this, and I just kind of scrolled past it. I didn't even really get to look into it a whole lot. So when I seen that, I was like, "That's what's up." And then yesterday? What's his name announced that pick?
Yeah, Means Cameron, man, the owner of Black Owned.
Yeah. So
a lot going on for them. Yeah,
big time stuff. So that'll kind of roll into us talking about the draft.
Absolutely.
And then we always have our little segment we do at the end, and then we'll wrap it up, man. How that sound, man?
Yeah,
that sound cool.
For
sound
sure.
cool.
For
okay.
Sure.
All right. Bet. So we'll get into this first topic, brother.
Yeah, we missing our compadre today, Token.
Yeah, man, he is doing something with his car or
handling
something.
Handling some business, man. So, yes, sir.
All right, so we'll get into this first topic, and this is Travis Scott announcing the return of the Astro World Festival. He did this on his birthday, but it'll take place in November in Houston. It's the third annual festival. Is set to happen from November 5th to 6th at Houston's NRG Park. These are big festivals. You feel me?
Yeah.
So
Travis bring the crowds out, man.
Big time. So let me ask you this. This is why I kind of posted this, and I think you know why, but it's because of the circulating topic we've had for over the past year, over these 50 episodes, and that's COVID.
Yep.
So are we officially like out of that part? I mean, and we'll get into it too later on with the draft, because everybody that was vaccinated was allowed to go, and those were big crowds.
Yeah.
I mean, that we've seen in a long time. You know what I mean?
And they made the best of it. They did the right thing, and
yeah.
I mean, this is in November
because but think about this. Hold on, real quick before you just say November.
Yeah.
So we know The Weeknd announced his tour. Now I know Travis Scott, The Weeknd. It's hard to even compare those guys because they're both of them big, huge fan bases. Weeknd is huge fan base. I mean, he did, the Super Bowl, but Travis Scott did the Super Bowl the year before, though.
Yep.
You feel me?
Yep.
So
huge.
in a sense, these are big names. They draw big, attract a large amount of people to these shows.
For sure.
So, The Weeknd pushed his back a whole year. So his don't start until 2022. I don't know if you remember.
I think
he did all that before the Super Bowl and all that, and announced the
Yep.
tour dates. But they were for 2022. So how is it now? Now I know everybody else could be the judge, but like, how do you do that? I mean, is it just like doing any major sporting event? You just spread everybody out and do it that way?
Well, did you see Tekashi's Instagram? I don't know if you follow him, but he announced that he's doing something in July that he said, and I couldn't remember, I couldn't understand what he was saying because he sounds like an idiot talking, but I couldn't hear if he said 15,000 or 50,000 people. And he was like, I'm going to have a show in July, 50,000 people, that's where you can find me. And he drives off in his Lamborghini. But my point is like, everybody's starting to announce concerts and venue. But if he says 15, that's spread out in any venue we know of, right? I mean, if you're at Paul Brown, 15,000 people spread out.
This is a festival.
This is going to be deep.
This is big.
Now, are there requirements announced for this, or is it going to be
I haven't seen
normal right now?
I haven't seen a whole lot. But if you remember, where's he at? Texas.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess that doesn't even fucking matter, right?
Houston.
He's going to have a show.
Mm-hmm.
And this is probably why he can do this so early. Now, I didn't even really put two and two together where he was.
Mm-hmm.
But he's in Texas. He's from Texas.
Mm-hmm.
Houston area.
Do what do.
And they're going to let him do a show. Early. November.
Yep.
Which, maybe by that time down there, their stadiums are going to be full anyway for football.
Right.
College football, professional football. So just thinking about it now, I'm like, I guess I could see that.
Man, I even had a thought the other day that maybe late season baseball might change.
Didn't they just
capacity.
upped the capacity recently, right?
Yeah, I didn't see that, but yeah, I keep feeling like they're going to keep turning the knob just to see how things go. But the more people that get vaccinated, man, I think we're headed in the.
I just seen they put the what do you call that? They just sent out all the letters to FC Cincinnati fans about the home opener. So excuse me. So I think we're starting to get a sense of what we're allowed to do, how many people are we allowed to have. I think Ohio, and that's the thing with Ohio, like it's going to be very different than a lot of other places. We're not going to have that leniency.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we'll probably be one of the later if they don't just reopen everything. So I don't know, but I just thought this was interesting because this is this year,
It's crazy.
It's not that far away, really.
No, it'll
but
come.
by that time, NFL and everything will have started, so hopefully more people will be vaccinated, and we'll be able to do these things
Sure.
safely.
I know a lot of people are excited to get out to some concerts. So
yeah. I feel it. I kind of just want to get out, not even necessarily do a lot.
Yeah,
maybe get to some
a lot
games.
of people, man.
I mean, I'm fully vaccinated now, so I'm able to do more. But it's just the want to be out, be around people,
right?
So,
right.
Well, we'll see, man. I'm keeping my eyes open on that, and I'm always steadily watching that. So, hey, we'll see. Let's get into this next topic. This kind of goes along with what we got going on and what we're talking about, and that's Disneyland reopening. They've reopened and they've made major changes to not only Disneyland but all amusement parks. From what I'm seeing, even in Florida, Orlando, everywhere that has an amusement park, they're making changes. So I kind of understand why it's taking California so long.
For sure.
To do this. That's a lot of people going through there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
and there's a lot of people in the state of California.
Yeah, but it's a tourist.
It brings people to the state as well. Mm-hmm. So to protect the state, we gotta be,
Yeah, for sure. Big time. And that's my thing. Like I see that Disneyland is reopening. A lot of the indoor attractions you're not allowed to go in. Now they're opening it and they're saying they're allowing people to go inside.
Right.
But they're cutting back on the time you're allowed to be inside. I've seen that with the Star Wars ride because it's the longest ride.
Right.
World record. You know what I mean? So they had to cut it by 3 minutes. And they took out a couple little pieces, shortened the little things.
Yeah.
You have to do all that. But it's just interesting finally, like, you know, people are getting back into amusement parks because these summers, what were people doing? They, you know, I don't even want to think about like what people were trying to, you know, do, especially during this time with nothing going on.
Right.
With these places were closed. So, you know, it's interesting to see it's open now. And I mean, boom, when you look, I mean, of course their capacity is lower, but it's still crowded.
Oh yeah, no matter what.
You know what I mean? Like,
no matter what.
And that's the thing too, brother. Like, I don't know if people understand this, but I mean, these people are still getting sick.
You know, one of the things I always think about is like, how were we operating prior to COVID? Like, I know how we were, but think about the concerts we're talking about.
I'll tell you this though.
We were shoulder to shoulder capacity everywhere.
Absolutely. But I'll tell you this, brother. With those big places like those festivals, amusement parks,
right?
Like Comic-Cons, those kind of places, always carried sanitizer. Always did. So not to say that we were, you know, without a mask and things like that, but you knew not to touch your face. You knew not to, if you touch something, don't touch your hands or whatever. You need to wipe them off. You were always taught that, but especially when you're at these bigger places, because you can get sick. There's so many people running through here. You don't know if people are clean. You don't know if people are dirty. You know what I mean? So we were always just like that going to these certain places. You know, so that's all I'm really saying. Yeah. You know, so.
Well, some of those are controllable, but I've seen some concerts, man, where people are hot and sweaty, bumping up against each other.
Hell yeah.
Shirts off, mosh pits. I mean, it gets pretty intense, man.
And you can get sick that way too as well.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
You know, people throwing up, people walking through it.
Yeah.
You know, stuff happens, man. It's cool to be a kid. But, yeah, man, it's cool. But, you know, these places are taking the right steps to move forward. Like you said, baseball just upped the notch on who they're letting in, and man, I think I seen something the other day where somebody, I can't remember who it was, but somebody said like by midsummer, with the numbers the way they are, we should be in good shape. You know.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, it seems like a good amount.
I'm not saying start taking stuff lightly. Still wash your hands. Still, you know, protect yourself. Stay 6 feet apart. Wear a mask. But like Indiana lifted their mask law. Yeah.
The thing is, I still see a good amount of people getting vaccinated too, man.
For sure.
Like, it's actually a good thing.
But you can still, and this is the thing, man. You can still enjoy places like Disney. It's probably more enjoyable with less people.
Yeah.
Like you said, still packed. And it sucks that you can't do some of the indoor stuff. But we can still do some of these things at just a much lower capacity.
Yeah. No, I feel it.
I mean, I'm going to Orlando in like 4 weeks from now. Yeah. I'll be on my way to Orlando. We're not going to any of the parks, not because we didn't want to, but just because tickets were impossible to get. Now, I've got a few connections down there to where I may be able to maneuver something, but you know, that would be a little bit of work. However, I'm still looking forward to some of the stuff outside of the park, Disney related, Disney Springs, those things, and just relaxing, hitting the beaches. You know, we got a pool at our house, so kids would be good, man. So. But yeah, just people are ready to get back out.
Man. Nah, I feel it, man.
It is different though,
but it's still restricted too at the same time. Like. And I don't know how else to explain this, but, you know, I can't really – I want to go back and I don't want to say normal, but I want to go back and it's like I don't have to think about remembering to do something or having to just think about my surroundings. Like,
right.
You know, everywhere you go outside in public, you know there's a virus. You feel me? You know there's something going on.
It's crazy.
I want to go out there and not really have to think about that, but that's not being selfish. I'm still aware.
Right.
But I want to do it at the right time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm still kind of waiting just because do we really trust a lot of people doing things the right way?
Nah. Well, and that's,
you feel me?
That was my conversation with my wife is that us not going to the park ain't such a bad thing, right? I mean, we were just there 2 years ago.
Facts.
We could go next year or the year after. I mean, something like that, right?
Yeah.
But like, well, let's go to Orlando, enjoy Florida, but keep our distance. You know, we go to the beach, we'll stay away. We'll be outside. We got our own house. We got our own pool. We'll just go around people as we want to, but not a huge crowd like Disneyland or Disney World. Yeah, man, it'll be cool.
Okay.
We'll take it easy.
Yeah,
We'll be all right.
I think.
Hey, I'm driving down. No airports.
Yeah.
No airports,
okay.
no planes. So we're driving. It was obviously cheaper, but safer.
Right.
Yeah, we're doing all the right things, man.
Yeah, no, I definitely feel you, man. It's just something that's it's kind of interesting, just to think about. And then now it's so weird because you're seeing it and you've never seen this kind of like ordeal before. So
Crazy.
It's just things you got to think about now that you never thought you would have to think about. So very, very interesting. We'll see if these. This starts bumping the economy and everything up as well because, this plays a factor into it. All those people got to go back to work.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So
yep.
We'll see, man. We'll definitely see. But let's get into this next quick topic that we're going to talk about briefly, and that's the Apollo 11 astronaut Michael Collins passed away at the age of 90, man. Collins, who was the one that orbited the moon during the surface landing. So while Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin were down on the moon, he was the one going around the moon all by himself.
Got you.
And I can't remember what it's exactly called, but he was known as the galaxy's most loneliest man while he was orbiting the moon. Because there was nobody out there. He barely could see them. So he was very important, man. He's one not to forget. Without him, none of this would even be possible.
Right.
You feel me?
Right.
So, and it just kind of coincides with the landing we just had back home. Or was it today? I think they're on their way home now, man.
Okay.
From one of the Falcon missions.
Okay. So,
it's bittersweet just because of him passing away. But just one not to forget, man. If you've ever seen any of the documentaries on Apollo 11 missions, I definitely say to watch it, man. They got one now that's like in 4K or something like that, bro. Looks absolutely crazy.
No, I love this type of stuff, man. And Neil Armstrong being local to us here in Cincinnati has always been cool as hell. And then when we go to Orlando this summer, a couple of weeks, I'm gonna take the kids down to Kennedy Space Center, man. And
it's always a good thing to do. And that might be something to do while y'all down there, man. I don't know how crowded it's gonna be, but they'll do it the right way.
Yeah, no, we're gonna try to get in there. I haven't been since I was like 10.
Man, that shit gonna blow your mind, man.
So I'm excited to get back, and I definitely want to take the kids. So instead of doing like a Disney thing, we might definitely hit the Space Center.
For sure. That's what's up.
Yeah, for sure.
It's a good idea, man.
Yeah, I love that.
That's definitely a good idea. And
SpaceX just got those guys up to the space station up in space now. Was that just 2-3 weeks ago?
Yeah, they just did
April.
one, man. They're knocking them out like crazy.
Yeah, it's nuts, bro.
Yeah, they're doing their thing, man. They're doing their thing.
So, but no, shout out to Collins, man. Those guys were historical. Just some of and they didn't have the tech we got now. Yeah. Like if you saw what they were dealing with, it was like playing Pong on Atari versus like the computers and stuff we have now.
These guys are really smart.
Yeah, I was gonna say they had to be
in shape.
They had to be cognitive guys, man. And
this is uncharted territory for man.
Yeah, to just go into space and then tell your wife like I'll be back.
Take a trip to the moon. To the moon.
That's crazy, man.
So I don't know if you know how this happened. So when they took off into space, they had to get enough of torque and speed and momentum to get all the way to the moon. So
Right.
what they had to do was, I believe they orbited around Earth a couple times, enough that it gave them enough momentum,
slingshot.
and then boom, and then they took off.
Nice.
And it took them a little minute to get there, and then they kind of did the same thing when they got to the moon.
Sure.
And that's how they got back.
Yeah, that's sweet.
Crazy science,
That's
bro.
sweet, man.
Absolutely crazy science.
I mean, we're talking years ago. So
Oh yeah,
that's
man.
cool, man. That's really cool.
Crazy, man. It's just that was an interesting time
Yeah.
because of the scientists that we had
Right.
weren't even technically American. I mean, they were, because they were captured. Some were captured. What was it? Germans captured Nazi scientists, all
Right.
from war and all that.
Yep.
And that's how we made them work for us after that. They was like, you wanna live out here for free and not go to jail?
Yep.
That's what you gonna do.
Man,
That's how
crazy.
the United States competed. Just
Man.
dope.
Yeah, I mean, you had Russia and everybody else, China, trying to
Yeah.
get to space. It was a nutty time.
Yeah, man. I can only imagine like that time when they got what's that satellite? Isn't it Sputnik?
Mm-hmm.
And they said it was like the United States was going crazy because
Right.
Russia beat them to space.
Right.
And they was like, man, they gonna do something to
Yeah.
us. And they had everybody freaking out.
Right.
And they got more people wanting to get into the Army, Marines, into NASA. People were patriotic at that point.
Yeah.
Crazy, man.
Nuts, man.
Crazy time. But yeah, I'll let you transition us into this next topic.
Yeah, man. Local news. Vice President Kamala Harris visits Cincinnati, Ohio. And it's crazy how they just pop into town, man. I mean, obviously,
Yeah.
they're not going to just tell us where they're going to be because that's kind of a dead mission. But, yeah, I think President Joe Biden was in Atlanta while Vice President Harris was here in Cincinnati. Came in, and I saw her with Cranley, who's Cincinnati mayor.
Yeah.
And they talk things like transit, spending plans, and other local initiatives. She even visited Black Coffee, a local black-owned coffee company based on black-owned Cincinnati's black-owned outerwear. So, we just got a little picture of her, man, there in the shop. She went in, introduced herself, surprised the staff. And, man, could you imagine being in there? You're just a coffee barista cooking up and, Secret Service starts walking in and the mayor, the vice president, I mean, just all these people, cameras, and there had to have been 30 people walk through the door.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I saw a video where, she obviously walks in and says, hey, I'm Vice President Kamala Harris, and, I'm just here to have a coffee. And the women are like, hey, I'm so-and-so. And I'm like, you just tell, like, what is going on. But super cool, man. Super cool. And I'm glad that Cincinnati was one of their early stops.
Yeah.
I would consider this a pretty early stop in their, not their campaign, but their office, their term, man. And whatever the reason was, I'm glad that we were important enough to come by. And man, did you know that she was going to be in town? Or
I didn't know she was going to be in town, but I did see it. Like, I seen it before you sent it to me. I had briefly seen it for a second. I just didn't get to go over why she was here.
Right. Right. Man, I was stuck in some traffic on the highway, and I think it was because of, anytime Trump came in town a couple times, and man, it shut stuff down.
Oh, yeah.
Like, Cincinnati, make sure you get where you're going. So, yeah, man, I just wanted to touch on that, man. I thought that was pretty cool. Vice President Harris in Cincinnati, hanging out and just
for sure
talking some stuff. So, and kind of transitions right into our next topic. We had the owner of Black Coffee and Black-owned outerwear, Means Cameron, was there in Cleveland, announcing the second-round pick for the Cincinnati Bengals.
Yeah.
So shout out to them, man. A lot of publicity.
Roger
for them this
Goodell
weekend.
kind of gave him a little, little intro.
Yeah.
And I think he had his son with him too, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So that was super dope to see.
Cool,
I was like, oh, that's what's up.
Super cool.
And it's, and we'll kind of get into it, just because we're talking about it now. And obviously, it's the NFL draft, but this was a deep draft, man. Wow. It's really deep. We're talking about guys that could potentially second rounders, could have been first rounders.
Oh, yeah.
Third rounders could have been first rounders.
Oh,
you know what I mean? And it's always like that, but this draft was just deep. You can pick and choose, man. It's like a candy store. Like, you get whatever you wanted to get. You know
a lot of history in this draft, too. Like, statistical stuff. So Northwestern had an offensive lineman go 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, something like that. I forget the guy, Rashid something. But it was like the first time a Northwestern guy had went since like 2002, you know, or something like that, man. And, you know, the Trey Lance, like we talked about earlier, going and just being like the earliest quarterback pick with the least amount of games played, the least amount of passing attempts. And I mean, so there's some real talent out here, man. Some real talent.
Even seeing Asante Samuel Jr.
Right.
You know what I mean? So he got drafted. He got drafted higher than when his pops got drafted. So that's kind of dope. You know what I mean? Just
and
seeing
his dad was a dog.
Yeah. Oh, beast, man. They play in the same position. So, you know, it's cool to see things like that. It's cool to, you know, just watch my Bengals, you know. Yes. They draft the best wide receiver in the whole draft.
Yep.
Arguably. You know what I mean? Didn't get Penei Sewell. Went a different direction. They got, you know, a tackle down the road. But there was a lot of teams doing a lot of different things. And just to add on to that, you had the news about Aaron Rodgers.
Yep.
And we know he's probably not coming back. You know what I mean? So, you know, you got that. Crazy. You got teams trading up, teams trading back, teams trying to trade Julio Jones from the Falcons.
Yep.
You know, you had a whole lot going on, man. I seen the first Cincinnati player taken, UC player taken earlier, this 4th round, I think. The tackle from UC.
I forget his name, man.
Yeah, he went to the Browns.
Yes.
You know, so you had little hometown things like that.
There was even the one kid, I believe he went to I think he went to LSU, but he's from Fairfield, that went to the Bengals.
You're talking about
what did we get?
Yeah, but he went to Clemson.
Clemson. Okay,
yeah. But he played
big guy,
Fairfield.
Big fella. Yeah, man. That's stuff like that's cool, man.
Yeah, really cool.
Exciting to see guys be able to come back home
really
and
cool
play
stuff
in front of their friends and family. And
and even with what was Najee Harris? You know, he got drafted by the Steelers.
Yeah,
so be it,
dope.
whatever. But the cool thing about that was he did his draft party at the homeless shelter he lived at when he was 12 years old.
Which is sweet.
So he went back there, he did a pizza party for everybody, and he celebrated with the people there.
That's
sick,
bro.
You know, just he's different. So, you know, they know they got a good guy.
Yeah.
You know what
Character,
I mean?
man.
Yeah, big time. That's very important.
That's cool.
You know, just seeing that, you know what I mean? Because you got someone like that. You got some of these other guys that, you know, came in flashy, wanted to pull up, do all that kind of thing. And you got some of the people that just want to stay around family, you know, because this is still COVID, you know, and this topic just circulates through the whole podcast. But, you know, it's still COVID going on. I know one player couldn't come to the draft because he tested positive for COVID.
Sheesh.
So, you know, you got people staying at home. Now, some of the people at home weren't wearing masks. I mean, they were around their own people, but there was still a good amount of people. You know what I mean? But
yeah, Trevor Lawrence was deep.
Yeah, but there were some that were, but for the most part, you know, it seemed spaced out. And I don't know if you were watching the first round, how they had them backstage. They were all squared off.
Yeah, they had little
separated.
pods. Yep,
so that looked really
cool.
good. That looked really good.
Yeah. Yeah, that was sweet. It was sweet, man. Like they had a bunch of family, like little VIP sections.
Right.
You know, they had the TV back there. You know, the couches, the family. You know, I saw a lot of uncles and dads and brothers and sisters crying and moms hugging, and that's my favorite part, bro. That's my favorite part.
It's because it's life changing.
And a lot of these kids, man, just super humble. Like when they talk to the guys afterwards.
Some of them are super humble, man.
Some of them were just
bawling their eyes out. I'm like,
Southern boys just thankful to be here.
Yeah, man, because it's life changing, man. You about to change a whole lot of people's lives.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Not only yours, but it's not even. It don't even have to do with money. Like you could just see people around you that see you being successful and they want to be successful.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like it's things like that, and it's like hitting the lottery. I mean, it's not called the draft lottery for nothing, man. Like these players hit the lottery, and these teams hit the lottery with some of these players.
Did you see the Trevor Lawrence Peyton Manning comparison that they showed the pictures of? Like, so Trevor Lawrence is from Tennessee, I believe, but they had like a picture of him wearing Peyton Manning jerseys when he was a kid, throwing just like him. He took a bunch of pictures like Peyton and had like a bunch of reenactments, but he grew up idolizing him and wanted to go to Tennessee. He ended up going to Clemson, but that was his idol. That was his guy. Now there's going to be another kid that watched Trevor Lawrence. That's going to be just like, you know what I mean? So that's
we're in that generation
cool,
now. The
man.
Joe Burrows, the Trevor Lawrences, the Dak Prescotts. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like these guys are
Russell
the new.
Wilson. People want to be like these guys, man. They want to be leaders and they want to be the quarterback. They want to be the point guard. You know, that stuff.
They want to be the OBJs now.
Right.
They want to be those wide receivers. Look at it now. Look at little Pee Wee football now.
Oh, it's lit.
It's all they more lit than the NFL,
man,
bro.
It's like the Bad Girls Club, bro.
Yeah, man. Lit. Like it's crazy that they want the flash, they want the visors,
Yep.
they want the nice jerseys.
They drip. Yeah.
They gotta have the hair right, you know what I mean? The cleats right.
Little dreads and stuff.
Yeah, man. I'm telling you, like these kids crazy now, man. But as long as they working hard and they talented, then it works off. It pays off. You know what I mean? So. You know, that's what it's supposed to be, and that's what it is a lot of the time with these, these parents that are there. A lot of their work that they help with their kids, you know, it all paid off.
Sure,
and, you know, now everybody gets to reap the benefit.
Yeah, time to get back. Yep.
So, you know, that's, I just, you know, I always like the feel-good stories. There was a lot of feel-good, you know, type of
all the time.
stories in
Love it.
in this NFL draft. So,
love it.
Yeah, man. Shout out to everybody that's got drafted. Shout out to everybody that's, you know, still waiting.
Yeah.
Your time's coming.
Yes, it is.
You know, be patient.
And even if you're not drafted, man, there's still a lot of unsigned free agent stuff that happens, a lot of workouts that'll still go down.
Yeah, just remember when a lot of these guys got drafted, man. Tom Brady. Think about when he got drafted.
Yep.
Dak Prescott, he was a 4th round pick, man. Like there's a lot of deep in the draft. Like so don't be
grinding.
Don't be tripping off of, man, I ain't no 1st or 2nd round pick, man.
Yep.
I ain't getting no money. Man, what?
Yep.
Work your ass off. Do the same thing you did to get there.
Keep grinding.
So we'll leave it at that, man. But let's get into our our weekly Would You Rather, brother. And this Would You Rather, I don't know if you got to look over and read it a little bit, but it is Would you rather have the best house in a bad neighborhood or the worst house in a good neighborhood?
Man, I'm gonna keep it all the way gutter with you. I'd rather have the best house in the worst neighborhood. You know, and
it's a tough one, man.
You know, I think because it's a psychological thing for me.
Yeah.
Right? If I know I'm in the best situation on the block, I'm mentally okay. Not because I'm better than somebody, but I think that it'll draw enough attention to where then I could use some positive energy and kind of direct and help and spread some love through that.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay. I see how you getting there.
Yeah, I mean, if you got questions, you know, well, how you get a better house than us? Well, come on, me, I'll at you. Let me show you how. Let me teach you something, right? Because there's got to be a reason why my house would be better than the rest of the people on the block,
does
right?
It look better.
Maybe it was just built, and I just happened to be the person that bought it. Who knows? But I'm not afraid of the neighborhood thing, man. I've lived in the hood before. You know, and I'm always down to spread some love. I think on the other aspect, if I got the worst house in a good neighborhood, you know, I'm not going to say I get the them treatment, but I feel like it's, you know, it's kind of like, man, everybody looking at you and talking about you and like, well, how's his grass crappy? And they need to replace their shutters and, you know, they calling the city on you and the police always ride by and they look at your house and I just feel like it draws some negative attention that you may not want versus the attention that I think I could help direct if I lived in the other situation. But what's your thoughts, man? What you think?
That's a pretty good answer, brother.
Yeah, I'm a little deeper than most people on
that's
stuff like that.
Pretty perfect answer right there if I say so myself.
Appreciate it.
I don't know. This was actually a pretty tough one for me because I was sitting there thinking about it like, man, I don't know. Because let's think about this. If we think it deep, the worst house in a good neighborhood. If we in a really nice neighborhood,
I was gonna say it depends on where you at. Man,
if we in a really nice neighborhood, the worst house might be the best house.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know what? I'll keep my grass cut, but hey, my house ain't bigger than y'all's. and it's gonna look presentable.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's the way I think about it.
Yeah. I mean,
if that's what they own, because I know
go.
cribs in Indian Hill where it's like all these big ass houses,
and you got
then it's a random like 2 cribs that are just regular houses, and it's like they do kind of stick out, but like I'm not like.
You like, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like they up to no good over there, but it's like they just ain't got enough money to do what they doing.
Right.
That's the only thing I can
right.
think. So I think that might be the way I go, because if I have the nicest house in a bad neighborhood, I don't know, man. It's just like everything they see you got is nice, and I don't want to think that people are like that, because you thinking positive and you like, let's help you do that, because I be on that too. Like if someone's asking me how I do this, landscape wise on my crib.
Right.
Yeah, I can help you. You do this, that, or I can help you do this, or I can do it for you.
Right.
So I definitely understand you from, that perspective.
For sure. But what's funny is now that you talk about what's the worst house in a good neighborhood, like if it's $1 million houses and my house only 800, I can still be straight.
Yeah.
But what's the best house in a bad neighborhood, right? Like what makes your shit the best?
You gotta be something nice about that motherfucker.
What you got? Nice driveway. Is shutters on? Did they just redo the siding? Is your house nice because it's nice people that live there?
Yeah.
Be like, what is it? Because like,
is it exterior or interior?
Yeah, like what the heck? Like, because one little thing like new windows can make the house nicer than the rest of the houses on the street.
Yeah,
like could. if you want to strip,
and would you want to do that?
Ain't right. Well, you know what I mean? It's just,
would you want to be there?
See, now that you put it like that, I start thinking about it.
Yeah,
like
you know what? Nah, just let me go ahead.
Well, maybe that's just because I'm too humble, or too. I don't know, man. I'm trying to do too much.
Because if I think of a nice neighborhood, I gotta think of somewhere where there's no like. There's no interruption, like it's just everyday normal day.
But I know there's places like you talk about though where there's $1 million cribs and then there'll be like a $100,000 house next door, and it's just like the house been there for 70 years. They tore the other one down, rebuilt the new one.
It's just old.
Madeiras like that, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Great neighborhoods, but you like, man, bro, you ain't never gonna get you a little second floor.
Right.
Yeah. Extra garage.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's crazy, man. But
yeah, that's kind of how I think about it, man. Because I'm just like, I don't know, man. I'm not stay there, and
But see, I got this weird like conspicuousness about me. Like for example, most people think like I'm gonna hit the lottery and move to an island or move to the hills or move somewhere where people won't find me. I'm gonna get 15-acre farm and just no neighbors.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the type of guy who would get that same money, build the same big ass crib, but be somewhere where you'd never expect it. Like, Cincinnati somewhere, in Mount Adams on the hillside, and I got $1 million condo or a house, and you was like, hold on, you just hit the lottery for $800 million, and that's where you live? It's like, yeah, I could still travel and fly wherever I want. I still got a vacation home or something, but this is my crib, like right here where nobody would even expect me, and if I hit the lottery and got money, I'm not a celebrity. So it's not like people see me like, oh, there go Dave Chappelle. Like I'm just Marcus with a bunch of money.
Yeah, there goes niggas with money.
Other than y'all knowing me, right?
Shit.
Well, I mean, because look, if I hit the lottery and y'all don't know it,
$800 million?
I ain't gonna tell nobody, bro.
$800 million, bro. I don't give a fuck. You ain't gotta be known, but you gonna be known. and I don't mean by like the people around you. I mean like you might. I'm telling you, bro. With a certain amount of money, it damn near it comes some type of celebrity status. You know what I mean? So
yeah, but you just gonna be knowing
nobody
me
gets
from being
$800 million overnight.
Because I mean, the lottery is all I'm talking about.
Nah,
the lottery was up to $1 billion at one point. But this is what's so crazy. I heard this statistic the other day, and I ain't gonna be long. But they said if you got money like that, like if you hit the lottery for $600, $700, $800 million, you would literally have to spend $20,000 a day just to like stay away from the taxes at the end of the year. So you almost have to, I mean, I'd rather you spend 20 a day or whatever 20 times 30 days is in a month or whatever you spend, but you gotta almost blow that money or like put it in a charity or invest it in a Roth or something where you won't be penalized on the taxes. But you're gonna end up paying so much taxes because you just holding the money, like just luxury tax. Like it's crazy. Cause I was asking him like, why would you, cause somebody bought like a certain type of car. I'm like, why would you just keep buying these cars? He's like, bro, when you got that type of money, you have to spend it. I was like, damn, if I could spend 20 a day.
Yeah, 20 a day? Like,
yeah, people will start
what the fuck
noticing.
I gotta buy, bro?
People start noticing. I mean, it's 20 on airheads. Shit. Give me some rims.
Man, like a day, bro? So you go the next day, you can't buy them damn rims.
You have to go buy a $500,000 car.
Okay.
And be like, all right, I got April, May, and March taken care of. Let me go.
Okay. Yeah,
you have to start doing stuff like that, like buy another house or and rent it out or Airbnb 6 properties on the beach somewhere. Like you would have to go start doing that stuff. Like, yeah, give me a private jet real quick. But think about that being your life now. So like we rapping on the podcast every Saturday right now. But like next week we hit the lottery. Now it's like, let's fly out to Cali, buy 6 properties. We'll drive down to Texas and, buy 6 trucks so we can start a transporting company, and we'll go buy a furniture store in Florida. Like we just start doing stuff, bro. It's a good life.
Oh yeah.
Life's good.
Yeah, man. And that's the thing, like,
don't let me hit the lottery, bro. It's on.
And I think that's what people have figured out now. Like people aren't dumb now. You would think that, like, if you hit the lottery, you could do so many great things. So like, if I hit the lottery, like, let's just say for 650 million.
Even a smooth 100 million is life.
You're
stupid.
good. You're good. But you're telling me $650 million?
Let's get it.
Like, I could take 100 million and just split that with whoever.
Aladdin.
Whoever.
Hey, bro.
I still got over $500 million.
Right. That's what
you feel
I'm
me?
saying. You could
like
off
100. I could go, and that's what I'm saying too. Like you could change so many people's lives, right. And especially if they did it the right way with the money, you could change so many generations of wealth.
You could simply be like, I'm gonna donate $20,000 to every homeless shelter on the Eastern Seaboard, literally, and it still be like $2 million, $2.5 million. That's all you spent. Yep, and you send 10 grand, 20 grand to everybody.
And then you could do it again.
Yeah.
And still be good.
Bruh.
Straight.
Literally, bro.
And so that's why I don't understand.
And there's a lot of
people
something
that's stopping people from doing this? Like
that. And see, I ain't going to get into the shit. We'll save this for another episode. But that's why I question some of these people who have money.
But you think about what's in there. Because I know he's doing stuff, supposedly.
No, there are people doing things.
Yeah.
But we need more people. Like, for example, I think it's $65 million completely ends homelessness in Hamilton County, Ohio.
How much?
$65 million. Because there's like 7,500 people in Hamilton County homeless. That's children and kids, men and women. Mm-hmm. And if you put, I think there was a combined package to literally, take that person off the street, put them in a, efficiency apartment, or whatever the apartment was comparable, put them through a program and get them on their feet, find them a job, all that stuff. If that was, $8,000 per person or whatever that cost, right? 65 million was like the number.
Okay.
To completely eradicate every single person off the street in a home. And then there was actually a stat that 95% of people taken out of homelessness and put into home or shelter stays in home. Yeah. They don't return. Mm-hmm. So there is a light at the other side of this thing. However, we need the means to get there. $65 million ain't shit for LeBron, Oprah, and Michael Jordan just to throw together and end homelessness in one county of Cincinnati or Ohio.
Absolutely, yeah.
They can't do the entire world.
Yeah, and they can't do your specific
county. They can't, right? They'll have to do what they can do. But
that's why he does what he does.
And LeBron's starting schools and donating to a lot of stuff. So this isn't a shout out or a call out to any of these people. What I'm saying is that there are some real numbers that could actually be done. Think about all the money that the government just created for us to have stimulus money.
Yeah. Well, maybe it's because when the rich start giving to the poor, the rich aren't as rich anymore. Maybe.
Still richer than the poor.
Yeah, but they're not as rich as they were before.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So is this a country where we have a problem with greed? Do we have a problem?
World.
Yeah. Do we have a problem with, because there was what is it called? I don't know if it's socialism, but there is actually maybe it's Marxism. where they everybody's equal from a class standpoint. So like nobody,
Yeah, no, I hear you.
nobody, everybody is the same.
Mhm.
There is no upper, lower, middle class. It's just, you know,
Yeah, I got you.
and some people believe, and there used to be there was a whole movement, I think, over in Europe back when it was the day of Marx or whatever his name was. And, you know, there was a whole belief that you could study this stuff, but it was and there was a lot of belief that there were certain outcomes of society because of the way. So I don't know, man. There's a lot of talk about, like, for example, minimum wage being raised. You know, if we raise everybody to $15, great. But what does that mean for the people who were already making 15, the people that were making 20 and 25 an hour, right? Because if I'm making 20 and you raise a guy from $7.85 to 15 all of a sudden for no extra effort, I'm kind of offended.
But is it at the same job?
Well, no, everybody's going to go 15 flat out no matter where you are.
Yeah, but how is that your job's fault?
No, I ain't saying it's the job's fault. What I'm saying is that there needs to be some type of. I don't personally want everybody to be equal because there's a lot of shit I had to personally fight for and earn. So if you're just going to be given stuff that I had to claw for, I don't think that's fair. However, I do feel like there needs to be more done for people who are entry level, if you want to call it. But like, if I go to school or I go present myself better at an interview, or I make better life choices and get a job that makes $70,000 or $80,000, and you just stay at Burger King, now you make the same money as me, I got an issue. You see, that's all I'm saying. And I'm not.
But did he have the same opportunities as you, though?
If you was born in America, hell yeah.
I don't think that's true, though.
Man, if you was born in the United States, other than you having a mental issue, you had the same opportunity as me.
Personally, I don't.
Maybe better, because I know a lot of people who have better opportunities than me that are in a worse position than me in life right now.
And that's that's fine. That's true. But at the same time, I could show you hundreds of, you know, different people that have, you know, they don't have the same resources or the same opportunities as you did.
But what if I told you that I had resources that I had to go find on my own?
No, I understand.
Use those resources and then get results.
No, I understand that. That
the person that people in my same next to me would have been like, oh, no, I'm cool.
Okay.
And just wouldn't have even tried to.
No, that's
But no, there are people,
and
like, for example.
And then there's places like Chicago where even if you want to do good, you feel me?
Mm-hmm.
You still have to do things a certain way. And you get caught in between things.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You get caught just in that environment that changes a whole lot of things. And I'm not saying that's an excuse for everybody, because there's plenty of people that have came out of that environment successfully.
For sure.
Because I say anybody that comes out of it, period, doing whatever they're doing is a success.
I got a lot of friends.
So that's what I mean. Like, there's some people that got to worry about more than like their test in high school.
I'm with you.
Motherfuckers be worried about how they gonna walk home.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, after school.
Because
they got to go through fucking
there's kids
rival
being raped and molested every night
shit.
by stepdads and shit like that. I mean, for sure, man.
But I mean,
absolutely, that's
I mean
tough.
by
That's
like,
tough.
I mean by like hindering, you know, their capabilities of
sure.
achieving the same goals that you did.
For sure, no,
that's
I
all
get
I
you
mean.
on that. Yeah,
everybody has the
that.
means of these type of resources, but sometimes I think the environment has a lot to do with the success of a lot of people. That's just my opinion.
But do you think we can change the environments? Do you think we can start to, like, for example?
I think that they should at least be changed.
Because I believe that.
Or you got to move someone out of that environment.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But I think that there's a lot of that environment that's just there that could be changed. So, for example, I would say there's probably 30% of, let's just keep calling it the environment, because I don't want to get too specific and make people have the wrong perception, but there's probably about 30% of people that are in a situation that could probably come out of that situation that just don't or haven't. You know what I'm saying? And I know a lot. You know what I mean? That it's like, well, if I go to work, I'm going to make X. If I don't work, I'm going to get these benefits and make more. So I'll just chill.
Okay, so check this out.
But now your kids continue to be in that environment.
Yeah, absolutely.
That does not show them, because we're afraid to struggle, but our kids need to see that. Because a lot of my drive now comes from the struggle my mother had.
Absolutely.
Right? Because
Absolutely.
so I'm not because so what I'm saying is if she would have been different and everything was sweet, I may not be the person I am today. So I appreciate it. Now I was able to come out of that and I was afforded certain opportunities, but I think sometimes we have to show our kids like, man, struggle's okay.
Oh, without a doubt.
And there's a way to handle it. And then our kids become better and people the generational.
No, I understand that, and that's what makes people, man. But my own thing is there's a lot of the stories, the success that aren't success stories that you hear about that are sad stories. I can't remember the kid's name. He was supposed to be the next LeBron James, got killed in Chicago, a high school basketball player. Yep. Wasn't even in a gang, just got caught up in a gang shootout. I remember. You know what I mean? So it's things like that I'm talking about. Yeah, not necessarily the person that has a choice between A and B. Yeah. Because there's some guys that pick the choice of going to school, doing things the right way. You still live in that environment, man. You can't get away from that environment. That's, for sure. That's my whole thing. You know, they could work to get out of that environment, but the way the system's set up, it's set up for them not to be able to escape that environment easily. Well, and
that's what I was going to say that I blame a lot on our country, the system, quote unquote, and not the system as a lot of people say it. I'm saying the system in which we continue to turn the hamster wheel. You know,
yeah, nothing's changing, man.
The political parties here in this country keep us right where they want us.
And that's what I mean by, you know, we should, how do we change the environment? It comes down to
representation.
Yeah, that on both sides of the fence.
Not representation of we are who we are as a people, representation as in we are Americans and we can stand on our own and make decisions and represent housing in political parties and cities and governments and you know, man.
Is it too far gone, you think? A place like Chicago?
Man, this is what's crazy.
You feel me? You know how deep that shit goes in Chicago? There's a lot of shit going on there.
But let me tell you something real quick, man, because I was reading some stuff the other day, man. It breaks my heart. Black people in Chicago, the city of Chicago, because Chicago's big as shit.
Yeah.
Man, we're only like 30% of the city. Mm-hmm. But we're number one in deaths.
Yeah.
You know, and rather be by each other cops, and it's still 97% black on black. It is. I mean, it's the stats. But I don't know the answer to how we change that, Drew. I don't, man. I've been thinking about it.
That's my thing. How do you change a place like that?
Do we send in the freaking, you know, what do we do, man? How do we, because you can't change the housing.
You can't send in no National Guard.
You can't take
like
people
that.
And just move them and do that. I mean, you can't. However, I do think that the mayor of Chicago is a dweeb, and that there's a lot of stuff that the local government is not doing right. Because the local government has to be the first star to say.
I think the mayor, she's doing what she can. You have to remember, people inherit some of these problems. You got to be the busiest
motherfucking mayor in the fucking country, though.
But check this out. But check this out, though.
That's a big
They got a lot more shit to be worried about. Not than that, but they have a whole lot of shit they got to be worried about. We're talking about Chicago. Mm-hmm. It's a big city, brother. There's a lot of shit going on. You know what I mean? They have to, they have to relegate certain things to certain people. She's not a professional police officer. She's not a
right.
Not to my knowledge. I don't think she served in the service or anything like that. So I don't know if she knows how to apprehend or do anything like that with somebody.
But do you think? Because no, I'm with you. But do you think, as a black, I mean, if you became the mayor of Cincinnati right now, how much focus do you put on activist type of things, right? You know, how do we decrease murders? How do we change, because I know there's a lot of stuff
right now.
There's a lot of stuff that's going on.
There's a lot of stuff.
But you as a person to be, because that's what I'm talking about representation wise, is because there's plenty of black people who are in position to take jobs that are just going to continue to do the damn job. But we need more people that are going to get up there and start to change the agenda because that's what we're trying to do in the streets, and we're still getting killed. So how do we get people in those positions that then change? Because this is the thing. How many black people are just playing the position? You know, like people are giving Mike Tomlin a bunch of shit. Oh, you just up there at the Steelers getting paid, brown nose nigga, you know, just keeping quiet, doing your thing. Nah, fuck with it, get your money. But at the same time, do he have a platform? I don't want him calling Kaepernick, but motherfucker, you done been up there getting millions for years. Yeah. Say something. You know what I mean? Or you know, North Carolina coach. He get picked, the first thing he says, I'm glad I got a white wife. What the fuck? Like, so I'm just.
This is my thing. Like,
get up there
so if you're going to do these things, then do it. If you're not, then there's no point in you.
Well, that's what I'm saying. What's the point? So let some white motherfucker run that shit. You go run a different department. Diversity and inclusion. You know what I'm saying? All I'm saying is I don't know the answer. And I feel like we locally.
Do we know these people?
The people that are in office or people getting killed?
No. I mean, I hope not, man. But I mean, like, the people that are trying to run for these particular roles in office.
We don't. This is
do they exist?
There's a lot of black Republicans running for office.
Yeah, no, I hear you. But do they even exist? These people that you're talking about that we need.
That's what I'm saying. How do we make these people exist? How do we make sure our young men know that there's other jobs outside of rapping and playing football? How do we get that the fact that you can be a mayor or a councilman or a vice president or a president?
It's going to be hard because one's easier than the other.
Is it? Because there's millions of athletes and there's only 32 teams.
I hear you, but what I mean by
because
that
the guy that was in Chicago that was going to be
easier.
LeBron still got popped. Not that his job, his career field would have changed him catching a bullet, but my point is like, what was like? We got to have other ideas in our mind other than I'm going to rap. I mean, I know plenty of guys who are 26 years old still trying to rap, like don't have a job. Like I'm in the studio today, like bro. You're going to wait till you're 36 for somebody to tell you you're not getting a deal, then try to go get your first job and start saving money. I mean, what world are we living in?
That's on them, brother.
And you mad because your homie just got popped. What are you doing to change that? Not you, but these people, right? You know, and again, I know people are probably like, well, what are you doing? Man, I'm starting a conversation. I'm trying to sit down with people. I'm trying to tell people. I'm coaching baseball right now. It ain't even about baseball.
But
how do I make sure none of these young men run into a police officer? How do I make sure they hug their mother when they go home?
This goes back into the environment, man. Yeah. It does. Some people don't have this. You know, like let's just say the guy that you went to school and you just got a job. He still lives in that same neighborhood. Mm-hmm. He doesn't make enough to move out of that neighborhood, right? So he's just doing this over and over again. He wasn't taught anything on finances. So he doesn't know anything about stocks. He doesn't know anything about anything that can make you.
I didn't need it till I read. How do we teach people to continue to self-educate?
And that's fine. And those things have to be available. Those things have to be publicly available to these people.
In every city.
You would think that, and you would think it's available to some people,
bro. And again, I get you. You absolutely right. You absolutely right. All I'm saying is just the chicken or the egg, right? What comes first, right? If I want my guys to be politicians or lawyers or whatever it is, lawmakers in general, how do I put a book in their hand? How do I make sure they're excited about reading that book? Mm-hmm. Right? When I coach my baseball guys, it's pick up your head, young man. Hug your mother. Thank your father. Have manners. Yes, sir. No, sir.
And some people need more of a push than others, man.
And I'm not going to get through to every single person. But how do I keep the book in their hand? How do I make sure that they know somebody else cares about them?
Right.
We don't do enough stuff to make sure somebody else cares about you. Mm-hmm. Like, what better feeling than I always go back to sports because sports makes everybody happy, right? Yeah. When we go to the Bengals game and tailgate, everybody's high-fiving and yes, sir, brother, and it don't matter what your color is. Indian, black, green, white, who cares? Everybody's just a Bengals fan and drunk. Mm-hmm. Same at the Reds games. But then Monday rolls around, you back at work, and the same dude that was high-fiving you like, oh, he's just a thug with dreads. It's like, what the? I was just drinking Hennessy with you.
You're rooting for a team that has black people on it.
But it's
really
nuts.
Weird shit.
But that's what I'm saying. How do we change the psychology of this crap?
You can't because these people choose to think this way.
So I mean,
and that's like one of the.
So let's just say it is too far gone. What do we do?
I'll say this. This is one of the world's, in this universe's most known question is, how do others think? How do you think in your mind? I'll never know how you think in your mind, just like you'll never know how I think in my mind.
For sure.
How I do it, how I operate it, I'll never know.
Right.
I'll have a sense of because of how I think in my mind, but that might be nowhere near how you think in your mind.
And I could just tell you, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Or
you're right.
Yeah. Or just thinking, period. When someone tells you to think.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You'll never be able to know how they're doing that.
Yes,
you know what I mean? Different. So it's a question that we'll never know. So you'll never know why some of these people are the way they are. We can by science, education, psychology, all that, but at the end of the day,
but we know
those split moments.
Sure.
We don't know if they're choosing to ignore some of those facts that, hey, I was just with him Sunday and we were, high-fiving and now it's different.
Well, this is what we do know, because you're right. Everybody's different. Everybody thinks different. Everybody derives to an answer differently.
Right.
However, we do know that people can all learn. Mm-hmm. We know that people share common opinions and goals and things like that. So how do we change the common goal, the result, right? So in order to be prejudiced or biased or racist or opinionated at all, you have had to have experienced something, learned something, seen something. How do we change what people are learning?
How did this
because
happen
where
in
does
the
the
first
evil
place,
come
if we
from?
Think of, yeah.
Well,
how did this happen in the first place?
Risk or reward. What is more rewarding? See, this is the thing. And no offense to people, I'm biracial. I got all type in my blood. But what I'm saying is white people were taught, don't let nobody get to your money. Don't let nobody get to your whatever your core was, whatever you got, whatever you built, your asset, your establishment. So you protect it by any means. Whether that means I got to be prejudiced or racist or whatever it may come off as, but ain't nobody finna screw up what I got going. On the flip side, a lot of black folk haven't had anything. So you've always had to, not gonna say rob, cheat, steal, or claw, but you had to go hard for whatever you got. And a lot of times it was ugly. Yeah. Absolutely. Straight off the flow. So there's a different mentality in how I had to get something or how I accomplished something. And then and let's just say you are a black person who gets something, you still feel like I went through much more than that person to get it. And that's what I'm saying is, how do we, because that's the reality. We are going to have to continue to go through more right now, for sure. We'll get to a place where we won't. Eventually, there's going to be so many mixed biracial people that it ain't going to matter. But this is the thing. Where is the evil derived from? So again, white folk had to have been taught, like, your grandfather built this land and this is the money.
Yeah, but who taught them?
Their parents and their parents, right?
Well, who originally started this shit to where we were like,
oh, bro, they've been doing slaves since the Bible.
I understand that, but who started this shit to where someone was like, my skin color is greater than your skin color? Who started this shit?
Well,
that's the real question.
And again, that's just another learned thing, because all it took was a little bit of power for somebody to say, we're the stronger race. Everybody black, whatever, or white, whatever, blue eyes, there's enough of us. I mean, Hitler tried to do it, right? Mm-hmm. So some point in history where somebody who had much more manpower, much more gold, like, they said, we're the stronger race and we're going to get y'all out of here.
Yeah. Just think about that. Like, these things actually happen.
Dude, there was civilizations in Mexico, the Aztecs and stuff, that were completely wiped out by war or disease or whatever, that were entire populations just on natural stuff. So, I mean, there was always a battle of a different group, a different tribe, a different race. Whether it was a racial thing or not, it was just two different people banging it out. I think it just continued to play out over history. And here we are in such a modern world to where we can take race all the way down to just a minuscule little thing.
Do you think this race is built to die, or you think it's built to thrive? Human race.
Like people as a species?
Yeah.
I think...
because that's what it seems like.
I think we were put here to thrive. However, we're not living the right way to continue that.
We are our own enemy.
We have created our own time clock.
Yeah.
That's what we've done. But there is a way to one rebound, which we may be too far gone, but before there was a way to possibly, I believe that. But this is one thing I know is that race is one of those things in this world that can be manipulated and used to create profit, to create fear, to create power, to create capital and money and everything else. So I don't think that race will ever go away. But I think we need to have a different outlook on how to avoid it. Race is like war. It's a thing that we'll always have in the back of our mind. But it is weird to me, though, because like you just said, the way you just said it was like, oh, what makes somebody just think your skin's better than, it's stupid. It's the dumbest thing ever. Yeah. I breathe, you just look different than me.
That's why I say human race.
Dumb.
You know what I mean?
It's dumb. We wouldn't be different colors. Think about it. If we all came from the same cellular, whatever, God created, I mean, whatever, right? Whatever you believe. We're here. We wouldn't have been here if we shouldn't have been. Like, if a white person's like, well, I don't know about them black people. Well, why the hell would a black person just spawn here on Earth if he wasn't supposed to exist with, and we only look different because of where we're from? Chinese people look Chinese because from China. You know, Asians and Africans, and our skin is because the sun is hot. We live in certain areas. Mexicans have certain type of hair that it protects them.
I think
the Russians' noses. I mean, it's...
Yeah, I still don't think people believe that, like, at one point in time, everybody was black.
It's almost like saying, why do animals exist? It's like when a white person gets mad, like, man, there's black people. It's almost like being, why is there an elephant here? Why is there a giraffe? What?
Yeah.
We didn't get to choose this stuff. Like, this, we're all just here, bro.
Not even that. It's like, think about it with animals. Like, we'll just say a rhino. You think rhinos discriminate off other rhinos based off of how light or dark their tone of their thing is?
They're like, man, you got a big ass hook or a big ass horn on there.
You know what I mean? Like, but you feel me? Like, they don't exile one because he's too dark in skin tone. It's never happened in any species that I could think of besides ours. You know, now
it's actually funny you say that because a lot of animals use their looks to attract mates or to fend off predators.
Right.
Certain birds have certain colorations to where they flare up certain things to show a woman like, hey, I'm here. Or they have certain spots, and fish do this where they got spots that look like eyes and stuff to scare off some people, and it ain't even really, it's just their, you know.
Yeah.
We're the only species using our race to be dumb about it, bro.
Yeah.
It's stupid.
It's crazy.
But ain't no rhinos running around here like, man, look at them humans.
Yeah.
You know, they just chilling, bro.
What you watching this weekend, man? Besides the draft,
man, checking out the draft.
Right?
Yeah, no, today I think today's the last day.
Okay.
Draft. Man, I was watching some Wreck-It Ralph before I came over here with the kids, man.
Did you watch Mortal Kombat?
Yes, I did watch that. I watched that the night it came out. So I watched that last Friday. I'm actually gonna go back and watch it again, probably today.
Same.
So I'm gonna double back on that, just to be done with it. But no, man, really haven't watched a whole lot, man. I've been, me and wifey have our trip is coming up into Orlando in about a month. So we've really been planning that out, man. You know, finances, budget, we'll be there 7 days. So we've got an itinerary. We're writing out the plans, just kind of planning for that, getting the kids ready, just preparing ourselves, man, cut the grass. And so ain't been a whole lot of TV time lately.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, that's something I got to do is cut the grass. But I don't know. I watched Mortal Kombat last weekend.
Started a new series?
I'm watching The Serpent right now.
Okay.
That's been on
How you
Netflix.
liking that?
It's good.
Okay.
I like the cinematography in it. It really looks like the era that it was supposed to be in.
Nice. Nice.
So
I love that stuff.
I really like that. It actually just came out yesterday or today. I'm watching that Michael B. Jordan on Amazon Prime.
I watched it last night. Why
Tom Clancy?
Why did I forget that? Yes, Without Remorse. Stupid. Okay. We watched it late.
How'd you like it?
I was litty. It was cool.
Okay.
It was cool. Fan of Tom Clancy, Rainbow Sixes, all that stuff, and Michael B. Jordan was pretty solid for the role. I wouldn't say it was like, oh, the best movie ever.
Right.
But no, it was solid.
Okay.
It was solid.
Yeah. I'll probably watch that tonight, tomorrow.
Yeah. It's
Something
cool.
like that.
It's cool. You'll like
Okay,
it.
cool.
You'll like it. You'll like it.
But yeah, I seen I can't remember what I was on, and then it just popped up an ad for it. I was like, oh shit, yeah, it do come out today or yesterday. I was like,
I'm into those action military style movies.
Yeah.
So I think you are too a little bit because we watched some movies that are similar.
Yeah.
So no, that's solid. Have you seen that movie on Netflix? I forget what it's called, but it's military dudes, and there's like these ghosts that are like. I'll find it and send it to you, but I think you'll like it. It's one of those military style movies, but it's got a little bit of a thriller spin to it, but really, really solid. I'll send it to you.
Yeah, I gotta catch up on some series and movies.
Netflix just dropped some stuff I'm interested in checking out. I just haven't. I saw it, but I just haven't got to it yet.
Yeah, did the HBO Max?
Got that.
Did what else, man? I mean, there's so many you got to keep up with to watch a lot of these
rolling
movies.
On Disney. I still need to finish up Winter Soldier or Falcon.
Yeah, that was good. That was real good. Love that. And then actually, what's today's May? So on May the 4th, we get the Star Wars
Bad Batch.
Yeah, Bad Batch.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna watch that. I don't know how they're gonna release that. I don't know if it's gonna be every week or if they're just gonna
dumping.
Yeah. So we'll see. But yeah, we got that coming up. I don't know what else we got, man.
Something else is Space Jam's getting closer.
Yeah, Space Jam's getting close. I think the playoffs is getting ready to start though, right?
Yep.
For NBA.
Yep.
Gotta be.
Yeah, it's that time.
So we got that coming up. Like I said, we've been watching this draft, and we'll see how quick they get these guys signed.
Yep.
Sports wise, that's about it, man. As far as watching, things.
Yep.
After this, this is it until college football? Are they? Yeah, they're practicing right now, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah,
baseball's going on.
He's lit up. Baseball's going. College baseball's getting exciting. They'll be doing their playoffs and World Series soon. College softball's cranking.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, it's a good season, man. It's been a good spring. I mean, weather's been relatively nice here. So I know it's been great in like Florida, Texas, and California. Man, they play ball all year round, man.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I was in California in November, and they were still playing baseball and softball, and man, it was just 60, 70-degree nights, man, just getting after it. So, yeah, man, sports is exciting, bro. Love it.
That's what's up.
Good episode, man. Episode 50.
Yeah, episode 50, man. Great episode. And we'll see you guys next week for episode 51.
Yes, sir.
Should have Token back. But I think that's it. It's your boy Ann Walk.
Yes, sir. Marquiano, man. See y'all next time.
Deuces.
Nothing different, just a suit and a flip. Sin City, he was selling shit, it is what it is. Call bodies at the party, hey, fell in the grave. Rest up, eyes up while I skate. Kid push, like I'm moving with fate. Fuck a